True crime and NASCAR. Want to know how they meet? Well, it all starts with the weeks leading up to the 1982 Winston 500 at Talladega. And with this guy who says he's L.W. Wright. So L.W. meets Bernie Terrell, okay, and convinces him with fake trophies that are not believed to have been bought to give him $30,000 to start his Music City racing team and also $7,000 in cash to run the team. And so he takes that $30,000 and he goes to meet with Sterling Marlin. Hold on. Yeah, more like this Sterling Marlin. Same guy, different era. Just put you in the timeline. So LW convinces Sterling Marlin to sell him this car right here for $17,000 cash and a $3,700 check. Note the check. Sterling agrees with one exception. He wants to be the crew chief. Now you're probably asking why he wants to be the crew chief. It's because he already has red flags being raised. So after that, L.W. Wright goes to the paper in Nashville. This is where he's from. And gets an interview and starts making wild claims. You know, claims like this guy, T.G. Shepard, and this guy, Merle Haggard, are sponsoring his car. And that he's also ran in the Cup Series before. He then goes to NASCAR and convinces them to give him a NASCAR license. Because obviously you need one to drive. And again, pays it with a check. So the people who represent T.G. Shepard see this, and they have no clue who the guy is. T.G. doesn't either. So they contact the newspaper. The newspaper contacts L.W. Wright, and he goes, I might have jumped the gun a little bit. They're not part of the team yet. And also, I didn't run cup races, because, you know, everybody, including NASCAR, was trying to figure out what cup race he ran. He's like, I ran the Grand National Series, which is today's Xfinity Series. So after all this weirdness, they load the car up, and they go to Talladega. And this might not surprise you, but when they get there, he's way off the pace. And also, Sterling Marlin is asking him a lot of questions that he can't answer, that anybody who's ever drove a race car should be able to easily answer. So LW in practice crashes the car, and you'll never guess how he paid for the damages. A check. So also in between here, he also gives a check to a clothing company to get clothes made for the team. But the race starts. So now we're racing. And just a couple laps into the race, LW Wright gets black flag. You're probably asking, what? For being too slow. He literally got DQ'd for being too slow. And because this isn't the original article I was talking about, and if you can read really fast, you'll be able to tell that he left the track and was never seen again. Every single check he signed bounced. Sterling Marlin, NASCAR, the clothing company, everybody, the parts, all of them bounced. Mr. Terrell here hires a private investigator because he's out the most and finds nothing. To this day, never been found. Now, there are unconfirmed claims that 40 years later today, we have finally found his identity, but we don't know for sure. Now, this is the D.B. Cooper of NASCAR, but just wait till you hear about the Atlantis of NASCAR.